Hi there, this is Ranjit from tech2bas.com, and in this video we're going to do the unboxing for the Samsung Galaxy Fame. This is another budget oriented Android phone by Samsung, and again this is dual SIM version. And let's look at some of the specs that it specifies. It supports 3G and 2G, and the 3G is dual band, that's 900 or 2100 megahertz, and the edge is quad band. It supports a 1 GHz processor, it has 512 MB of RAM, and it has a 3.5 inch screen, 5 megapixel rear facing camera, and a front facing VGA camera. And it houses a 1300 milliampere battery. And I want to thank Faisal Communications for providing this unit for review. And you can see the MRP price quoted here is 11,400, but Faisal Communications quoted me a street price of around 10,000. That's around 185 US dollars. So let's quickly just break this seal and let's see the contents of this box. Right away we get the phone itself. Let me keep that to the side for now, and let's see what else do we get. We get a quick start guide, and the warranty statement will also be in this. We get some earphones. These are not in-ear style, but we do have this microphone over here and a button to take or end calls. We also have this micro USB to USB cable that will be used for syncing the phone, and we have the charger. So let's and here is the battery itself. It's a 1300 milliampere battery. So let me keep all these things aside and let's look at the phone itself. So this is the phone itself, and this Samsung Galaxy Fame reminds me of the Samsung Galaxy Young that I actually reviewed a couple of weeks earlier. It's very similar to that. Just this screen size has increased a bit. The Galaxy Young had a 3.2 inch screen, but this Fame has a 3.5 inch screen. And let's try to put in the battery of this one, and we'll open the back cover. We have an indent over here, as you can see, and there is this finish dual tone to this one. That's interesting, a golden brownish tint, I would say. And let's open up the back cover. Again, as expected with all other Samsung phones, it's plastic, and as you can see, it's a dual SIM version, so we can add 2 SIMs over here. And it also accepts a micro SD card up to 64 GB, and here is the micro SD card slot. So let's put in the battery now, and let's try to do the first boot for this device. We have the power button over here, and it says Samsung Galaxy Fame, the GT S6812. And by the time it boots, let me give you a physical overview. On the top we have the 3.5mm headphone jack, the indent to open the back cover. Here is the power button, and nothing else on this side. We have the microphone over here, micro USB slot that will be used for charging. And on this end we have the volume rocker. On the back we have the 5 megapixel camera, opening for the speakerphone, LED flash, Samsung branding, and it has booted. On the front we have the front facing VGA camera, and let me just quickly set this up now, and I'll be back in a second. So the setup is done, and let's unlock the device. And we do get let me check. Yes, we do get this gesture, and we have 7 home screens. Let's also look at the Android version that we get. We have the quick toggles like this, as you can see, and let's go to the settings now, and let's look at the Android version that we get with this one. And the Android version that we get is 4.1.2, that is Jelly Bean with this device. As you can see, it's running the Android version 4.1.2, that's Jelly Bean. Also by default it has 4 gigs of internal storage, but let's look what do we actually get. I did not add a micro SD card. We can add a micro SD card up to 64 GB with this Samsung Galaxy Fame, and the available storage out of that 4 GB is 1.84 GB. Also, let's look at the display. I doubt it will have the auto brightness sensor, but let's just confirm that. No, it does not have the auto brightness sensor, so you have to manually adjust the brightness. The screen resolution is nothing great. It's just 320 by 480. but for this type of screen it's okay, I would say. And these are the apps that are pre-installed. Chat on is there, Chrome browser is there, FM radio is also there, and Quick Office has been pre-installed, and we also have Samsung specific apps. Not much of bloatware, I would say, only a few apps that are preloaded, so that's a good thing. One thing I did notice is that this Fame has just 512 MB of RAM, but the Galaxy Young, which is kind of cheaper, has 768 MB of RAM. But I also believe that this has Google Now, so let's test the same, and we can press this G button, and yes, it looks like we have Google Now. And let's try. Who is the president of India?
The president of India is Pranab Mukherjee.
So as you can see, Google Now also works, so that's nice. Let's also look at the 5 megapixel camera that this phone has, and we do have that tap to focus functionality. Let me show you again. As you notice, the viewing angles are simply nothing great on this phone, and actually it takes the snaps pretty quickly. Again, I'll test the camera a lot more in my full review, but these are the pictures that we took. The details are okay, I would say, pretty decent. Again, I'll test the camera a lot more. So again, that's it for now for this quick unboxing of the Samsung Galaxy Fame Android phone. If you have any specific questions regarding this phone, do let me know in the YouTube comments. I'll try to include them in my review. That's it for now. This is Ranjit, and I hope to see you in my next video.